Welcome, hooligans, to B-Ike Kelly. My name is Ike. That's Bike without the B. And welcome to my very first motovlog. So, originally I was supposed to have this up and running about a week ago. But that didn't go as planned. And I'll give you a rundown on exactly what happened. But anyways, a little about myself. I just recently got into biking back in August. Right now, it's February of 2020. So back in August 2019, got my first bike. Since then, it's been a passion. And I have a lot of friends that ride. So that was a partial influence of me wanting to get a bike. And so one day I decided to look up on YouTube how to ride a bike. And I come across a motovlogger. Not sure if you guys are too familiar with him, but he goes by the name of BLOCKHEAD. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am a blockhead. And ever since, I got into the biking world. Enjoy it, love the community, love the ride, the freedom, everything about it. So, along the months, with riding with friends and actually taking this as a main commute to my work rather than taking my car, I was just like, you know what? Other than a few like DELINQUENT, Arson Rides, a few others, there's not a lot of motovloggers in Cali that I know of. Not a lot of events either. And I was like, why not get a few cameras going, not only for safety purposes, but, get a little vlog going and, maybe meet some new people along the way. So that's kind of what got me going. I've seen some events that they do up in Florida. You got Shadetree and WALTERRIFIC, BLOCKHEAD. And I know there's an event here in Cali, SCMM, which I'm planning to go to this year. It would be neat, meet a lot of people. It's something different. So I wanted to kind of not only just share my experiences as a rider, because I really do enjoy it, but bring a few more people into it. I don't know how much I'm going to contribute, see how it goes, and take it from there. But anyways, like I said, I was supposed to have this footage about a week ago. Didn't really go as planned. I did get some footage from my helmet cam that was pretty neat. But the reason I don't have any footage, and this goes back to when you're learning how to ride a bike, that old saying, it's not if you're going to fall, it's when. Well, I had my win moment. And the way that happened is a few buddies of mine and we planned out a ride up to the mountains, the valleys. We live here in Southern Cali. It was a great ride. It was awesome. We went up through the 126 to the 150, and we get to the end of the 150, and this is where I target fixate during a turn, taking 40, and hit a grass patch at 40 miles per hour. And yes, it was a grass patch. Nothing too hectic, but let me tell you, hitting a grass patch at 40, it might as well be concrete. Nothing broken. Got x-rays. Everything's good. I did bruise my sternum, and I do have a bruised rib, which is currently in the healing process. And that was the end of that footage. Gotta get some gas. So we were quite a bit away from where I live when the crash happened. And we got offered to be taken to one of the nearby hospitals and an ambulance, but I really didn't want to pay for that ambulance ride. So my buddies went back to their house, picked up the car, picked me up, took me to the hospital, all that shebang. Spent quite a few hours at the hospital just to get everything going. And yeah, bruised sternum, bruised rib. It was funny because my boss was actually one of the riders. And I told him, okay, I'll see you Monday. This happened on a Saturday. He was like, you are not coming in on Monday after that crash. And I took that as a challenge. I showed up Monday. Sore, but willing. The thing is, I'd rather take the weekends to heal so I could work during the week, because no matter what happens, bills don't stop and you still got to pay them. That's just the way it is. Okay. It is a few days later. You can probably tell by the camera position. So the first part of this video was shot on a Sunday. It is now Thursday. I did record some footage on that Monday, the following day, but my Bluetooth device, my Cena 30K, decided to turn off, which is also my mic connection to my audio pack. So you see me doing a lot of this, but there's no talking. So Tuesday and Wednesday I didn't ride. Reason being, it was pretty windy during the time I usually go to work. So I'm trying not to ride in the wind right now. Aside from the bruised sternum and the bruised rib, this shoulder is completely, I wouldn't say messed up, but it's just not at 100% right now. I'm hoping it's just minor muscle damage. I got to go back to see if there's any damage to the tissue, the soft tissue. But my bike picks up every little inch of wind, and the way my shoulder is right now, I just didn't feel like fighting with the wind on my way to work. So I didn't take it Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's now Thursday. I found out there's probably going to be more wind on the way to work. I didn't know that. It didn't say that yesterday on the weather app. Good job, weather app. But I already had my bike out. I had all my gear. And I wanted to ride. So here we are. On the ways to works. Got to make that money. Pay them bills. Get all the bike stuff. So, I'm still in recovery. The first 2 weeks after the accident were the most painful. Right now, I'm a little more mobile, have a little more use. So it makes it easier to move around at work and not have to be as painful as it was. Like I said, the only checkup I need to do really is the shoulder and see exactly where that's at. So that's what's going on there. So I figured on my way to work, I'd give a breakdown of the gear I use, camera equipment, my bike specs as far as any additions or anything like that that's not stock. Just to give you a better idea of what I'm working with on my end. So right now, the helmet I use is a Scorpion R420 with the shaded visor, of course, because I love it. It's a great helmet, great price, DOT and Snell certified, which is awesome. For my gloves, I use Sedici gloves with the knuckle, finger, and palm armor. Definitely comes in handy. And then I also have a Joe Rocket armor jacket, all weather, which I'm not wearing today because it's just a little too on the hot side. But it's a great jacket, comfortable. Like I said, it's all weather, but I just didn't want to feel the extra heat today. Right now, I'm wearing my leather vest and my good old flannel. Guaranteed to get you pulled over. So as far as my bike, I did buy it used. It's a 2015 Indian Scout. The owner actually worked at the dealership that I got it from, and he was no longer using it, so they decided to put it up for sale at their dealership. So it pretty much came with a lot of aftermarket parts, not a lot of stock. So as far as the handlebars, they are not stock. They are mini 8s, which I actually do like. They're comfortable. I have a solo seat and a rear seat separate from each other. It's not a 2-up. So the solo seat is not the stock. The guy who had it before me switched it out with I don't know what type of seat. I'd have to look it up. It's a different kind of seat. It's not bad on the comfort, really. But it is kind of slick, so I'm not too big of a fan of that. The rear seat I did purchase, just in case anybody wanted to go on a ride. I figure, why not? And it's a pretty cheapo, so it's not the most comfortable seat in the world. But I'm planning to switch those two out for Mustang Double Up. I've seen a lot of good reviews. Little pricey, but if it does the job and it's comfortable, why not? That's the thing about motorcycles, man. You got to invest that money. The one thing that the previous owner did put on this bike, which I really do enjoy, which is really awesome, are some progressive 444 rear shocks. These things are amazing. When I first got the bike, I realized they weren't stock. I noticed that right away. I just didn't really pay attention to it. Once I did look into it and realized they were $600 progressive shocks, I was like, okay, that explains why they're so comfortable. And then the one addition that I've put onto this besides the handle grips so far was an LED light. The stock light was just a little too dim for my liking, and I get off, but as it gets dark, around 8:30, and, on my ride home, I would rather the people in front of me see my light and know that I'm present than be all dim and not noticeable. And it was a fairly cheap LED light that works really good. Camera equipment. So, like I said, I'm pretty new to the vlogging. This is not something I've ever done before. And I'm not the richest cat in the world. So when it came to searching for camera equipment, it was pretty much budget. budget, budget, budget. All right, what can I afford? What will work great? So for my helmet camera, I have the Ghost X, which I believe is outdated by maybe 1 or 2 cameras. I think after that is the Ghost XL and the Ghost 4K. It's still 1080p, so it has pretty much everything I need. Don't need to get all crazy on it. For the camera mounted on the bike, I have the GoPro Hero 3 because GoPros are just, let's face it, they're pretty damn expensive. And there's actually another reason I got the GoPro 3 over other models besides the actual price. That being, it's the only GoPro that's compatible with the Sena audio pack, which can hook up directly through to my Sena with Bluetooth, and I don't have to install another microphone for the time being. I can use the one that I'm using. Of course, I'm sure the quality is not that great, not as good as it could be, not as clear as it could be, but it's manageable.